Hello and welcome to another Material Concerns episode of Material Girls. I'm Hannah McGregor.
I'm Marcelle Cosman.
I'm Coach Rehack.
Yes.
Coach Rehack.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, boss.
Yes, boss. You know, when I tell people that I get called coach at work, they're always like, that makes so much sense. And I'm like, all right.
All right, settle down.
You're like,
Settle down.
Actually, I wasn't inviting feedback.
I'm always like, why do you say that? And then everyone gets full flustered and like, oh, just that, you're, and I'm like, what?
What?
What? Say
What
it.
would you say? I am.
Let's get drunk and tell each other how we really feel.
That's right.
Ooh, callback. Callback from 2 weeks ago.
Do you like that? Wasn't that good? My memory is so good.
Whoa. And this is why we say time is not real. Okay. Everybody tell me something that's new with you.
I've been on a really big pudding kick and it's kind of inexplicable.
I love that sentence.
Homemade pudding. I have made homemade.
What?
I've made homemade pudding, from scratch, 6 times in 6 weeks.
Wow.
Okay. I've made homemade pudding 0 times in 40 years. So
Same.
tell
Gotta
me,
do it.
what's the difference between pudding and custard? How do you make pudding?
Okay, I don't know the difference. Let me just get ahead of that.
Okay.
And maybe it's custard that I like. I don't know. Okay, so basically my roommate made...
Custard is egg forward.
Yes. But so is the pudding I'm making, except for the most recent recipe, which I just tried that I have right in front of me that I might snack on.
Ooh.
Okay, so a couple of years ago, my friend Nina, who's an amazing baker, made this banana cream pudding.
Mm.
It was amazing. It was like banana custard. It's a vanilla wafer, cookie crust, and then vanilla custard, then homemade whipped cream on top. Then you put banana in it. It's amazing. I know it's everything you can't eat.
I don't think we have vanilla wafers in Canada.
Because of lack of freedom. But she made it a few years ago. Then my roommate, who's also her friend, asked for the recipe a month ago and she made it and it was amazing. And I was like, I have to have banana cream custard pudding pie more often. So I made it for myself. But the crust kind of fell apart and I was like, whatever, I can eat it just like pudding. And then a couple days later, because I within 2 days I had finished the pie, I was like, I don't even need the whipped cream or the I did graham cracker because that's all I had. Crust, I think I just want the inner pudding thing. So then I did that. And then since then I've made that a few times. And then last night I made it without eggs. But basically it's everything you can't eat. Unfortunately, it's milk, sugar, eggs, vanilla, and then cornstarch is what thickens it. And you strain it a few times and you just cook it over a medium heat for a while until it gets thick and then you let it cool. So it's very easy. It's just time consuming or just you kind of have to pay attention to it. But now that I've rediscovered it, it's just my favorite. I don't know. I just love it so much. I have to have some of my chocolate. So the chocolate one I made has no eggs in it. It's cocoa powder, milk. I did see online someone used a dairy-free milk and it worked. Sugar and vanilla and there you go. There you have it.
Wow.
So that's kind of what's new with me.
What's new with you is that you are entering your pudding phase. The pudding years.
It's also weird that I got into an egg forward dish when eggs are the most expensive. I wonder if it was sort of a psychological me being fuck you, fine, I'll spend $12 on eggs every 2 days. It's bad, but
wow.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to have my pudding while you guys tell me what's up with you.
Whenever I hear the word pudding, I immediately think of the opening lines of Address to a Haggis.
Say more.
Okay, so a thing I have discovered about myself is that the works of Scottish poet Robbie Burns played a much more significant role in my upbringing than in the average child's upbringing.
Yes, that checks out.
And then the first place that I moved that wasn't Ottawa was Edinburgh, where I moved for a year. And that didn't help with my general sense that people just know shit about Robbie Burns and care about him and celebrate Robbie Burns Day and stuff like that. So I was raised by Scottish people who care about Scottish poet Robbie Burns. And one of his poems is Address to a Haggis, which is about haggis.
Which is fish or something?
It's big sausage. So you know how sausage is generally sort of ground meat and flavors and fillings shoved into an intestine?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a long tube.
Mm-hmm.
Haggis is like that, but it's cooked in a stomach. And whereas with sausage, you eat the lining as part of eating it. With haggis, I think generally you just cut it open and eat the insides.
Wow.
This is just a friendly reminder to listeners who might be new to the podcast. Hannah is vegan and has been for the entire duration of our friendship.
I've been a vegan for 20 years.
Yeah. So I just feel like I just got to remind listeners that Hannah, haggis expert, vegan.
Yeah. I've never had haggis.
Yeah.
Anyway, but like, I do know this poem about it. It opens with the lines, "Fair fire on a sunsy face, great chieftain of the pudding race." And so,
am I the great chieftain of the pudding race?
haggis is great chieftain of the pudding race. Anyway, that's you today, Coach.
Oh my God, I love that.
Beautiful.
Chieftain of the pudding race. So that's what's new with you.
That's what's new with me is I am constantly, whenever I refer to my cat as a wee timorous sleekit beastie, and people are like, sorry, what? And I'm like, like Robbie Burns. And they're like, no, what? And then I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Marcelle, what's new with you?
Oh my golly.
What's your stance on pudding?
Enjoy it. Very tasty. Every now and again I get an intense craving for pudding, but I buy it because I cannot be bothered to make it.
It was so quick. You could make it like today in like a half hour.
No, you used the term time consuming.
No, not this one, because this one doesn't have egg. This took 15 minutes. I'm sorry. Shoving it in my mouth.
Put more food in your mouth and say more, Coach.
Don't either a mouthful of pudding.
You guys, we are on the tightest of schedules.
Fuck, this is a good podcast. God damn, this is a good podcast.
So what's new with me? Yeah, so I just started teaching my spring semester course, and I always find the first few classes very like confusing and disorienting because I'm basically just like a big clown at the front of the room to a bunch of strangers because I don't know them yet. I don't know them yet, and they don't think I'm funny yet. And they fucking will. They fucking will.
If they want a good grade, they will.
Yeah. So I'm in a weird place.
It's a liminal space.
It's a liminal space. Yeah. Also, I'm thinking of running for school board trustee. It's a whole thing. It's like,
It's really
like,
cool.
It's, I mean,
Yeah. Yep, that's the noise. That's
It's
the
a
noise
lot.
of 2025. That's the noise of being alive in 25. It's just...
It's a lot. So we'll see. We'll see where I'm at when this episode comes out. You can check in. Hey, Marcelle, did you decide to do it?
Did you do it?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
That noise makes me think we should jump into Okay, Hear Me Out.
Ooh.
All right.
57 seconds this time.
I got one.
I'm going to count you down. Ready, Marcelle?
I think so.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, hear me out. Getting your period actually kind of rules. And it's society's fault that it is awful. The actual process itself is pretty wild and kind of amazing. And the reason that so many of us have such a hard time is because of stigma and not because the process itself is actually in and of itself a punishment or a crime or awful, just objectively awful. So, okay, yes, I agree. Cramps are horrible. But what if, imagine we just had a week every month where people who menstruate just like were entitled to be cozy, entitled to just put their own physical needs first, to just
5 seconds.
just like relax in the body that is doing its most amazing thing. Imagine if the rest of you could just like shed off something that you don't need anymore.
Time. Stunning.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Love it.
And isn't that a reminder of all of the ways in which disability is socially constructed?
Oh, yes. Yes. I didn't even think about that. You're so right, though. You are so right.
It's like, this isn't a problem. The problem is that somebody's demanding that I work through it.
Exactly. I should be in a hot tub eating pudding.
Ugh. Yes. Count
Eating
me
nice
in.
cold pudding.
Oh, now Coach is on board.
Yeah. Before this, I was like, you should work through it. I was shaking my
Then
head
you were like,
no that
wait,
whole time.
pudding?
Pudding.
Tell me more.
All right.
Yeah. Mama like.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Okay, pitch. We do a entire parody version of Grease, but it's called pudding.
It's called pudding.
Okay, is that your okay, hear me out? Okay, hear me out. We do an entire parody of Grease, but it's called pudding.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't need the 57 seconds because I'm done.
Do you have a thing, Anna?
Oh my God. Nope, I don't.
Yeah, I gotta think about mine. Oh, I have it.
All right.
Great.
Okay, does somebody else want to time me?
Yes, here I go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, hear me out. Sticker charts. Now, I know that everything about my personality kind of gives like bullet journaler optimization queen. And I fight it because of, my values. But the truth is, at heart, I'm just like, yes, how can we organize and make the labor of the day fun? And so I've been really into the idea of sticker charts, and then I kind of manifested it by going to Orange. Yeah, I hear it. I hear what I'm saying. Manifesting. Yikes! I got 20 seconds. Fuck me. Okay, but anyway, the point is, I went to Orange Theory, as you all know, and then they had sticker charts, and I'd been thinking about them, and I was like, yes, this is what I need. Point is, get yourself some stickers. Put down the most basic of tasks that are hard for you to do for whatever reason. Oh shit! I have 5 seconds, and give yourself a sticker. It's fine. We were trained to live like that. Just do it.
Marvelous.
It's the fastest 57 seconds of my life.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. Just do it.
Just do it. It's so fun.
God.
It's the same part of me that likes pens. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
I literally will say
it's not hurting
I'll
anyone.
say get out of bed and I'll give myself a sticker. I'm saying low hanging fruit, y'all.
Yeah.
We are rewarding the little things.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-mm.
I love stickers.
It's a cheaper version than treat culture because treat culture worries me financially, but stickers I can get behind.
Treat culture really adds up. Okay, hear me out.
Marcelle, count them down.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, hear me out. Actually, being quote unquote good with money is overrated. It is a skill set that was developed by bad people to do bad things.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the models of being quote unquote good with money are about hoarding and amassing wealth and stopping it from circulating and amassing wealth that will then get passed down to your own family. And if you are somebody who spends your money going to small businesses in your neighborhood, that's a great way to use money. And if you're somebody who gives your money away to your friends and family and community, that's a great way to use money. And the idea of being bad with money is an impressive concept.
Love.
Actually.
Hell yeah, Hannah. Hell
Actually.
yeah.
Actually, how about that?
Actually.
Hell yeah.
Actually.
I've never been on board with all 3 of our okay, hear me outs. And today I am.
You're I like to be aligned. It's nice to be aligned with my buddies.
It's nice to
my
be
God.
aligned with my buddies.
Oh my God.
That's good because we don't have time to not be aligned. We have to keep going.
We simply must move on.
Speaking of no time, let's jump into the segment No Time. This is where Malika drops in a segment that they cut for time. Have fun. We don't know what it's going to be.
Can't wait to hear.
Yeah. I mean, I just recently was having a conversation with a mutual friend who friend of the pod, Darrett, who was talking. He was
I just wanted to be gay.
A tall homosexual.
A tall homosexual.
No.
One of my favorite subcategories of homosexuals.
We're going to take that out.
No.
I don't know if Darrett identifies as a tall homosexual, so. But we were having conversations about the ways in which so many different sexualities seem to be focused around penetration and how like
who's penetrating who?
Well, yeah, exactly. And how like being a gay man, he was saying that like you are expected to identify like immediately and to like understand what that means, and then to only date within like the appropriate like associations. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, sort of top and bottom discourse, that kind of thing, right? Yeah.
And he was talking about like
top and bottom discourse. I don't know if that.
I think that that's the right way to describe it.
I think it is in fact discourse.
I think it is discourse. And he was talking about the introduction of the term side, which I hadn't heard before, and how like side is when a person is like, I'm neither a top nor a bottom, and I'm not interested in anal penetration, and maybe not interested, but like that's not the end of what sex means to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't require penetration. And how like liberating that has been like in the community for like wanting to be able to move outside of the top and bottom discourse, outside of the like penetration discourse. Anyway, it was I think I used at the time I think during that conversation, I also like used that language of, you know, how it never ceases to amaze me how helpful it is to like learn the language to describe,
to have a word
like
for something,
what you want, who you are, what you like, how you do, you know,
or as has often been the case in queer community, to invent the language for how you are.
Yes, precisely.
Yeah.
So
right,
how fun.
Well, speaking of penetration, time to get into the episode.
Oh, goody.
Okay, that was awesome. I can't believe we had to cut that for time.
Wow. It was so
hard
good.
to believe.
Hard
it was
to
incredible.
believe.
Wow.
Okay.
Apocalypse Toolkit?
Yeah, let's do Apocalypse Toolkit.
Yeah.
Hey, Hannah, what's in your Apocalypse Toolkit this fine day?
I'm going to tell you what's in my Apocalypse Toolkit. It's one of my favorite series of books that I recently bought all of them on audio and have been rereading the series, have fully reread the series twice on audio. It is the Murderbot series by Martha Wells, which people who know me know that I love this series very deeply. I specifically decided to do a reread / re-listen because the adaptation, the TV series based on the novels, comes out this month.
Oh, fun.
And my friend Hillary is the person who introduced me to the series in the first place, and we were feeling very trepidatious about the series since they announced the casting of Alexander Skarsgård as Murderbot, because Murderbot is
so sexy,
genderless and sexless, like very explicitly has no gender, is disgusted by the concept of human sex.
Okay.
And Hillary and I had both always really imagined it as like, and it uses it as its pronouns because like it's a construct. We had really imagined it as very androgynous, and Alexander Skarsgård is not androgynous.
No.
And
Marcelle's like,
Marcelle, keep it in your fucking pants.
Wow.
Kind of proving Hannah's point here.
And then I'm trying to help.
And then the trailer came out, and I was like, "Oh, this looks fucking great!"
That's
like,
awesome. Oh, I can't wait.
Tonally, it's exactly what I want it to be. Like the action comedy tone is spot on. The like one of the sort of conceits is that Murderbot is obsessed with this like sort of trashy TV show, and in the trailer you also get like they've made the show, and like John Cho is the lead of the show within a show.
Cool.
It just looks fun, and they've cast the most important human character in it is Mensa, who is this older Black woman scientist who is the person who like first sort of treats Murderbot like a person and like insists that it gets to be a person. And they've cast Noma Dumezweni as Mensa, who premiered the role of adult Hermione in
Cursed Child,
which I got to see. And so it's just like, I'm really excited about it. The reason why Murderbot is in my Apocalypse Toolkit is that this series has given me a vocabulary for articulating my relationship to emotion, which is not something that I'm very good at, not something that I'm very practiced in. Dissociation from emotion and sort of leaning into being only a brain in a jar has been like one of my primary trauma coping strategies for most of my adult life. And so having this vocabulary for like a thing that is like, I wish that I didn't have feelings and I wish that I didn't have a body that kept the score, but I do, and I'm gonna have to learn what that is actually like. Like, it has been such an effective literal toolkit for me that like when I'm talking, like Hillary and I will be talking and I'll be like, yeah, for reasons that are unclear to me, I have had to be lying down for a week. And she'll be like, oh yeah, no, it's your performance functionality is at 50% right now. And you just need like a heart. Like she'll use it with me as well. It has already been such a important text in my life for my self-understanding and for my relationship with, you know, one of the people that I am closest to. And I'm so excited for this like new iteration of it and for it to potentially like spread the audience for this thing. Yeah, I love Murderbot, you guys.
I love
That's cool. You've sold me.
Yeah.
I love it. The audiobooks are wonderful.
The
narrator is really, really good.
Can't wait.
Kevin R. Free, I think is his name.
Sweet.
Great.
Marcelle, you got one?
Yeah. So as you guys know, I was sick for a really long time, like longer than I've ever been actively sick before. It was outrageous. And for that very long time, I also had to stop drinking coffee because it wasn't even just that it was dehydrating and I was producing so much mucus, I could not shed a single tear. I needed all of my moisture.
Oh, so gross.
So it wasn't even just that. It was also like I had a kind of physiological kind of repulsion to coffee. Like I couldn't even think about wanting it. And so I started drinking tea. And I've gone through phases of my life before where I've, for whatever reason, like replaced coffee with tea. And I know that some people are like firmly tea drinkers and some people are firmly coffee drinkers. And I would always have said that I was firmly a coffee drinker. But what I have discovered is that this was the longest that I've been off coffee. And I had my first cup of coffee. I made myself, because, you know, you guys have seen me make coffee. I've literally made coffee during meetings before, and it's like a whole production. I made myself a wonderful cup of coffee. I was really excited to drink it. I drank it. I then felt no more like alert than I had on the tea, but I absolutely felt like I was having a heart attack. And then the crash that I experienced from that delicious cup of coffee, like a couple hours later, all of a sudden I was just like, oh God, I got to eat something right now. So while I am firmly a coffee drinker in my day-to-day, for sure, I think that given the amount of anxiety that I live with already, my Apocalypse Toolkit has tea in it and not coffee. Because tea is warm and comforting, and it gives me just enough caffeine to function, but doesn't make me feel like I am in physical danger when it starts to leave my system.
Right.
But just to clarify, you won't be not drinking coffee based on this realization.
No, that would be ridiculous. I have 2 kids.
But the coffee didn't make you feel more awake than the tea did.
No, it didn't. It really,
And your
it
point,
really
Hannah?
didn't. But
I don't have one, and I've never had one. I've never had a point, and I'm not going to start now.
Yeah.
I just need to rehabituate myself to the coffee. That's all.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I think about becoming a matcha girly.
Oh my gosh. I wish I
you
could be a
know.
matcha girly.
Yeah.
I love the little whisk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love the taste of
Yeah.
matcha. But also
And
the
the
little
color.
whisk. And the
Color.
color.
It's
So it seems like you could do it. Why not?
Okay. Well, if any of you out there are matcha girlies, reach
Yeah.
out to me. Tell me your matcha ways.
Are you a matcha man? Matcha girlies and matcha man.
Yeah, we believe actually in a gender
matcha
binary, but only when it
man.
comes to matcha.
Yeah, matcha girlies and matcha man. How about you, Coach? What's in your apocalypse toolkit?
I think I'm going to pocket it for part 2 of our material concerns. I'm going to split the segment.
Whoa.
Sorry, folks, but I do feel like
Whoa.
the people got what they really want, which is your answers. But my answer will be on the Patreon in part 2.
Okay, wow.
Where everybody can head if they want to support our show and hear what's in my kit. That's patreon.com/ohwitchplease.
Yeah. And if you're listening right now and you're like, but I need it. What is important for you to know is that it's actually only $54 a year to join at the lowest tier on our Patreon. And that gives you part 2 of material concerns.
Yes.
And ad-free episodes and episode bloopers. And just like so much BOCO, as people say sometimes. Listen, there's 52 weeks in the year and it's $54. So it's a little over $1. It's just a little over $1. It's basically $1 a week.
It's basically
and then
$1 a week.
$2 but
or
it's
like $2 Canadian. It's like $2
It's like
Canadian a week.
Nothing. And also then you don't have to listen to ads. You don't have to be complicit in the ads. You know, it's like we don't want to sell out. We're doing it because we need to be able to fund the show. But how cool would it be if we were only ad-free because our Patreon was so intense and awesome.
What if 100% of our listeners were on Patreon?
Then we would
imagine that.
It would all be ad-free, baby.
Yeah.
So how about that? Yeah. And if you're a free Patreon supporter right now, because we have 500 of you, maybe now's the time to make the leap. Could be really fun. Okay, patreon.com/ohwitchplease.
See you over
Tuesday.
there.
Bye.
Oh yeah, sorry. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to everybody.
Everyone.
Thanks to Auto Syndicate. Thanks to Gabby and Zoe and Malika and Ruth and you, Coach.
Thanks.
Yeah,
You're
thanks,
welcome.
everybody.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye.